Welcome to Endurance Noise and Random Musings. It is Wednesday, March 31st, about 5:30 in the morning. Finally getting back to sleeping a little more than like I did normal, I guess. There's the pyramids of Bakersfield with the full moon above. So probably only got about 4 hours, but actually didn't get out of bed till 5-ish. Back to my routine, riding a spin bike for a few minutes. Actually, this is a 90 week, so I did a 9-minute spin, did some kettlebell, and now I'm off to do a 9K walk, heading over to Beach Park, because it's lit, Fit for Life people are there, so it's kind of nice to have some people training while you're out training. So how's your day going? Been doing the routine? Anything else going on in the world? And off we go. Well, that wasn't an easy 9K. Definitely feel the past 14 mile days back to back, Monday and Tuesday. So I might have to dial back my 100 for this week plans, because when I do these mileage weeks, I generally don't, throw down 20-mile training walks. One, because I'm going to be out there for 6 hours and just not really interested in that. And I'm much more about consistency day to day. So I'd rather do 10 in the morning, 8 to 10 in the morning, and 4 to 6 in the evening. I think that is much more beneficial in many ways. I could throw in a lunchtime walk on the treadmill, and I may do that. Just kind of depends on how I'm feeling, but I feel a bit better now than I did at the start. And that's what I always say to people, is just get out there. No one wishes they hadn't done a workout at the end of a workout, and that's definitely true. So I'm doing a little cool down, pad on a few more kilometers, and going backwards on the Weasel Loop to see if I can track her down and maybe do a few kilometers with her. So how are you guys all doing? What was your morning workout? Put it in the comments, and please subscribe as well. Yesterday I was in a clubhouse room, and it's a group that regularly meets. I believe it was the trail runners, and it's trail runners from around the world. Interestingly, right now in Clubhouse, mainly a lot of international when it comes to runners, ultra runners, and walkers. Not a lot of Americans, but the moderator was just asking people, what kind of products you use that you found most helpful. And, a lot of people were obviously commenting on shoes, and there's a wide variety. I myself, as you probably know, have been wearing Ultras, and I've got a nice pair on right now. I get them on eBay. Usually they're like floor models, so you can get them for like 30-40 bucks. So I, started my adventure in ultra running wearing Asics. Used to buy them at Big Five for 40-50 bucks. It was just kind of some generic shoe they had. A pretty decent shoe. Did a bunch of 50 milers and 100 milers in them. They worked, but man, I'd get some massive blisters. Of course, I was stupid and wearing cotton socks instead of I finally found smart wool socks. And then Hoka came out, and I love the early Hokas. They look like big Mickey Mouse hands on your feet. When you ran, they were like catcher's mitts. And I say that like if you're playing baseball, you're a fielder, you have a smaller glove. If you're a catcher, you want a big glove, big target, padded, so to keep you safe and keep you from getting hurt. And what Hoka really helped me, I was trying to make 13-hour cutoffs in 50-mile races, and their whole motto was Hoka let you fly. And what I found was, because the shoe was so big, it had a good landing surface, and I could run down hills quicker, and it saved my legs on the extra cushioning. I was almost going to be my friend who owned Soul to Soul Sports. I talked to Hoka, and I was actually going to get some shoes from them, and I really loved the product. But then they got bought by some big giant corporation. They made the shoes all cool looking, because they used to look ridiculous. When I first wore them, they looked like big nursing shoes, the old school white, and it was just me. I remember a bunch of little Asian ladies were wearing them. So it was really funny. The biggest guy in the race was wearing them, and the littlest people in the race were wearing it. But they got bought out and started making the shoes all skinny and narrow, and I've got wide feet. In fact, I talked to my ultra friends, and I started off this thing in 2010, and I was wearing size 10s, and within a couple of years I'm wearing 12s. And I've talked to a lot of ultra runners, and they've definitely gone up in shoe size. Just putting on all the miles definitely seems to make your feet bigger. So I was kind of a man without a shoe. Went to the 6-day race across the years, my first one, and I used to always get a blister on my right ball, my right foot, my power foot. And I was wearing, I think, the Stensons, decent shoe. Ended up getting 322 miles in them, but man, the last 50 miles, the whole blister situation. But when I was at ATY in 2014, I saw a lot of people running by with this shoe that was all nice and wide. Found out they were ultras, and immediately was like, I got to get a pair of those. Once again, my buddy Scott Newton, who used to own Soul to Soul Sports, he ended up getting me a pair the day before the LA Marathon. Olympus ran the LA Marathon in them and have never turned back. Really served me well. I don't use the big cushiony ones as much, especially with all the walking I'm doing. You don't need it quite as much, but definitely helps me a lot. So that is my gear that I found that's helped me the most. And I think most people, when you're honest, the shoes, it's all about the shoes, as Morris Blackman said. And of course now with all the fast times in racing, it's definitely becoming the shoes. So what piece of gear is your favorite? You know, put it in the comments or shoot me a DM through direct messaging. Obviously you know what DMs are, but I'm on Instagram. That's the best place to get a hold of me. I got Facebook, but not on there a whole lot. I'm on Twitter, but sometimes you don't see the DM. So Instagram's the place to be. And as always, stay healthy, be boring.